LAFC 2, not too many changes, just 2 on the cards. Timur Radoviz enters the fray in the heart of midfield. Looking for the visitors, Portland Timbers 2. They've made a few more changes following that 4-3 defeat against MNU FC 2 last. Just waiting the referee's signal to begin action in the first of 2 meetings between these Western Conference squads this season. And underway from Titan Stadium, LAFC 2 and Timbers 2 locking horns for the first time since 2023. April 14th, the 2-1 victory over Western Conference leaders Ventura County FC in El Trafichico. Nice little crosstown rivalry. And how about this, an early yellow card? Well, not without early action, is it? Just comes in aggressively here.
Fans, a yellow card has been issued. In the second minute of play.
In match week 5. It wasn't without late drama, but they got the job done. Here's the cross from Ordaz, knocked out of play for the match's first corner. Curling towards the heart of the area, it's stood up by Ferdinand, only as far as Shakir Nixon, the right back here this afternoon. Always the danger man at the controls. It slid through to Ordaz, he tries it first time, and well, no real test for Trey Muse that time around. But unfortunately, the defense was pulverized in the second half. Carlos Harvey hat trick. Neville whips this in, an in-swinger to the back stick. Mendoza, and here's Linares. Twisting through traffic, links well with Fogasa. In their first meeting of 2024. 2 teams split the 2 meetings on their respective home grounds a year ago. Timbers 2 won the first matchup, 2-0 in Portland last April. Last September, LAFC 2 thrashed the Timbers 4-0 in the Western Conference semifinals in 2022. Making his second straight start for, he is a fan favorite, someone who always helps out with the local community. He's 27 years of age, plenty of time to make a good long career in the MLS ranks. Here's the captain, Ferdinand, for Portland. Linares working on Nixon. Over to Christian Mendoza, 17-year-old out of the Timbers Academy. Transgression from Musto. Radoviz was looking for a runner. Comes free to Fogasa, who's got space on the counter. Perhaps went down too easily for her liking. End-to-end so far in the opening 10 minutes. It's made for a lively one. Good ball here from Segura. There's numbers. We're looking for Angel. It comes through to Ordaz. To the edge of the area for Mueller. Getting him in dangerous spaces, but their back line largely stable throughout the season. LAFC has rotated at will over the course of the campaign. Ordaz has space, is looking through. It takes a deflection and should go out for a corner. Mueller to take once again from the near side. Near post. Nearly stumbled free to Rosales. Played about 2 or 3 different center back pairings in just their opening 5 matches. But still, despite the rotations, a quality player for my squad. Radoviz weasels down the right-hand flank. It's one back, long-range effort. Well, it drew the attention of Trey Muse. Portland's going to be forced to stretch their back line over the coming minutes. Rosales Quickly through for Radoviz, goes down to the box. Referee points to the spot. Angel against Muse. And he slots it underneath them. Tomas Angel opens the scoring for LAFC 2, his first goal in the next pro competition. Well, you would expect nothing less from the son of a legendary striker. Tomas Angel getting the job done from 12 yards. Now making his trade in LA. Neville to deliver this outswinger. Portland chasing an equalizer now. Fogasa has some space. Cuts it back. Ferdinand had a big opportunity and got underneath it too much. Perhaps the penalty overshadowing their struggles to build through the heart of that Portland back line. Heavy challenge from Neville sends him in the book. This is textbook. Ordaz and Neville have been the matchup to watch all afternoon. Halftime whistle sounds. Well, a cagey affair, but Tomas Angel's 40th minute penalty making the difference for an LA. One change here for Timbers2. Harvey Neville, who is on a yellow, will vacate. Dueñas tries it himself. It was a flashing effort, but not one that troubled Muse in any way, shape, or form. Battery squad that made a run to the USL Championship final. Here's Bombino with some space. Drills it back across the edge of the area. Just behind the path of Dueñas. Major credit to the midfield of LAFC 2. The trio of Radoviz, Dueñas, and Musto have been terrific. Radoviz, of course, winning the penalty. Angel, the goal scorer. Tucks it inside for Mueller. Weaves inside, and he ricochets it off the post. Well, Luis Nixon has some space on the right-hand side. He's looking for Mueller with the cross. Those crosses have to be pinpoint, though. 1-1 skied by Keyshawn Ferdinand in a tight window on a corner. Otherwise, not many chances. Ordaz tries from afar, and he had Muse diving to his near post. Bombino. Heavy touch from Dueñas. A well-timed challenge. That was less well-timed. Radoviz may be lucky to get off without a yellow card. We're simply overwhelmed in the second half against MNUFC 2. Carlos Harvey hat-trick did them in after taking a 2-1 lead into intermission. Against a previously winless MNUFC 2 squad, a team that had played 2 matches. An affair that has not been filled with opportunities either way. A penalty kick separating the two teams. And Tamir Radoviz less than thrilled. Well, the press has been a key part of the game plan for LAFC 2, but Dueñas probably could have held off on that challenge. Fogasa, some space, hits it. Ricochets right into Segura. Comes to the feet of Alexis Moreno. Fogasa, charging ahead. Been snuffed out by the last line of defense with each run. Tough forward here for Mueller. Looking for Radoviz, flicked along for Angel. Much needed intervention there from Pope and company. Moreno helping out as well. Despite only allowing multiple goals twice this year. For Portland, they've kept one, but they've also been shelled on multiple occasions. You can establish yourself in the postseason hunt comfortably by the summertime. One result won't completely demolish your standing as it would if the ball forward here. Bunbury loses out, and then after losing out, dangled the foot. And I think he's frustrated because the first challenge he didn't go into too aggressively. Radoviz was more assertive. And they'll sub those guys on now. So Wibowo making his first appearance since the third match of the year. He had a 2-match hiatus entering today. Appears he'll spell Angel. Meanwhile, Leonardo Flores right back up to his center forward spot. A regular substitute this year, making his 6th feature of the season. And there is Flores' first touch. 6 goals a season ago for LAFC 2. Dynamic finisher at that. Ordaz. True menace on the front line. Here's the in-swinger. Near post to Segura. Looking for Flores over the top. Pings free to Ordaz. Has a hit. Ordaz! Well, he ricocheted the side netting. And now Fogasa's got room on the break. This time for Portland.
Now entering the match, number 39, Tyler Clegg.
Tyler Clegg entering the fray for the 2nd consecutive weekend. He'll replace Christian Mendoza in an interesting swap. A defensive midfielder in Mendoza vacates for a traditional center back in Clegg, product of James Madison in his 2nd season with Timbers2. Had a lovely ball, which ultimately led to Linares' rocket at the tail end of that match last week, but wasn't credited with an assist, strangely enough. He's into the shape. Here's the switch of the play. Radoviz. Ushers wide for Nixon. Now Ordaz. Good overlapping run from Nixon. Well, the penalty box will definitely be more and more clogged with the 3 center backs. Very involved in the build all afternoon. They look long here for Flores. Flag stays down. Ordaz wants it from afar once more. You can already tell. Drives it low, and it takes a deflection. Still really tough to close down. Here's the in-swinger from the corner. Too much pushing and shoving in the box for the officials' liking. Well, there's also a couple changes being made by LAFC 2. One of them, Tabonaire replacing Eddie Segura. Another positive shift in his return from injury. Club legend with traditional lockdown display. Wibowo still with it. Comes loose. Ordaz. Wibowo. Wibowo drives it home! And LAFC 2 doubles their advantage. The substitute with a moment of glory for the black and gold. And that may be the final blow for Portland. Wibowo's 2nd of the season. Fogasa has some options alongside. Drives it through for Linares. Kyle Linares, an excellent stop by Ochoa, who passes his first major test. Perhaps time for one last opportunity for Timbers 2. Final whistle sounds. LAFC 2 secures all 3 points in this Western Conference clash.